Hey guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution Tarot, and I'm here today to bring you a monthly message for the sign of Leo for March 2022. Keep in mind it's a general message. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, my friends. Go about today and know that no matter what messages do come through, it's still up to you, your active free will, the choices you make, the steps you take in this world, and how you get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, it's personal power, and it's something that lies at the tips of your fingers and soles of your feet, so use that power wisely, my friends. For all my subscribers as well, I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. You guys mean the world to me. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. If you feel like this message resonates and you'd like to see more, please hit subscribe. Join the journey with me. I'd love to have you along the ride. So guys, know that this is not necessarily time specific because we're at the end of March. This is more just whatever Spirit would like to bring through. So I'm going to take a minute just to call in my team of light, Archangel Michael as well as Archangel Metatron as well as Archangel Gabriel today, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective. I'm going to ask them to join us to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, as well as any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible, as well as delivering messages that are for the most far-reaching, but only for the highest good of everyone watching. No second-rate messages here today, my friends. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of spiritual advice with the Archangel Animal cards, and these are by Diana Cooper for anybody who's interested in them. Okay, so let's see what messages we have for the Archangel and animals here. Spirit, what spiritual advice would you have anyone who's watching? I am being guided to say too, like it doesn't, you may just have Leo in your chart. I know I'm a Leo rising, so this may resonate. Other signs may resonate as well. If you find like you're a Leo and this isn't really hitting your spot, sometimes it can be, you know, your moon sign that really is picking up on something, your rising sign. It's just, again, this is what Spirit's saying. So Eagle shows up, and this is a beautiful, beautiful card. I heard that this is a beautiful, beautiful blessings, and that there is definitely troubles that are being put behind us, and there's wonderful, wonderful times ahead. This says, seize opportunities courageously, my friends. When they come, they may be fear, or we may be afraid, because these may seem like they're daunting. These opportunities that we're getting, we may not feel like we're going to be able to fulfill those shoes, but my friends, you can. Give yourself an open mind on this situation, and what I heard is conquer. Because you're going to conquer hearts, my friends. You are going to win the hearts of many, and that's the words that I got going there. So, Kangaroo says, be a force for good. Archangels Rockwheel, Jerissa, and Sandolphin, as well as Archangel Bopi, for any of you guys, if that part resonated. We have the Tiger, which says, accept your magnificence. Accept it already. You're beautiful. You're magnificent, and you're wonderful, and you've got some key stuff to offer this world that no one else has. So when these opportunities come to us, we might be a little bit afraid, but this says that's okay. Just take a deep breath and do it anyway. We also have Rat here, which is be true to yourself, and the universe will reward you. What I heard as well, because the rat in this deck as well talks about being brought to earth to help kind of purify negative energies. This is a really, really important time, I feel like, where it is important that if there's something, you know, within you or around you that is not necessarily the force for good, like this kangaroo is suggesting, it may be just more of a negative person, negative entity. Spirit's saying you may want to smudge. If you have any selenite, you can even set your intentions or anything, your hands with white light. If you're Reiki, ask Spirit to call Spirit in, call that white light down through your body, out through your feet, and ask Spirit to cleanse you of anything that is negative or inauthentic to you and your being and your well-being and your highest good, and ask that the rest be transmuted out through the window if you have it, down through the floor, into your feet, and into the earth's core, you know, to be transmuted with love out into the world. Because whatever it is, right, there could be an old thought programming or paradigms, or even just ideas that we were thinking that all of a sudden some quick little flash of insight is going to say, no, you know, I've been holding on to that for a long time. For some of you, I heard it may be grudges as well. And if that stuff is poisoning our well-being right now, it is really time to let it go. So Spirit is saying again, be true to yourself. Walk through this bravely, my friends, in only the way that you know how to do, because it's your way. So the bottom of the deck is the goat, and that says, act from your innate wisdom. And this also is Archangel Perlamek and Pan, the god of nature. So I'm going to grab you a message from the book from the goat, okay, and see what we have here. They brought me to kangaroos, and talking about how kangaroos come from an ascended Nageli, the ascended aspect of Mars, and are at the same time as the Aborigines to ground the energy and wisdom of the golden civilization of Lemuria. They are tuning into the etheric libraries within Lemurian crystals to access information to help us move into a new golden age. So they are peaceful warriors, my friends. These kangaroos, being this positive change, being a peaceful warrior, fighting the good fight in a way where no one is hurt. And many of us as well, this may be starting to use crystals more, or if you are using crystals, this is really, really calling you to use more. But focus your intention on this as well. So let's get there to the goats. Okay. It says, goats who originate from Orion, the ascended constellation of enlightenment, are highly intelligent animals. They are often misunderstood, though when they feel appreciated, they will be generous, loyal, and nurturing. They love to be free and to wander, spreading golden light and wisdom wherever they go. They balance this desire for space and independence by enjoying the companionship of the herd. The guidance here. So also it says their work is also to help clear unwanted rubbish, much like the rat. Okay. But the guidance here says, when you choose this card, your guidance is to be free and independent within the nurture of a loving, caring family or community. If you feel misunderstood, remember that you carry in your aura light and wisdom that are not always recognized. Do any menial tasks that come your way graciously, for this is part of life on earth as well. And I think that sometimes we get, you want me to show you the deer before I finish what I was saying, with these Archangel Faith and Michael, trust in the support of the divine. The divine is definitely here for you, okay? And I think that it's really important, whatever it was I was going to say is now gone. This golden Christ light, that's what it was. Even within the tiger, it's coming from behind him. Right? There is magnificence within you. There is magnificence around you. And there's a real huge importance here on connecting our power to our heart. As well as I feel like our throat chakra, even though it's not right here, many of you as well are definitely connected with your third eye right now. It could be spirit, your spirit guides as well. It could be, I heard a telepathic bond as well with another person. But definitely this is how spirit interacts with us as well, okay? I am being told or reminded that spirit needs your permission to help you or to intervene in any way. What I heard is there's a major payout coming. There's a big payload, okay? Your efforts are being appreciated and you're going to see the fruits of your labor or the rewards for this. So like it said with the rat, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. That's where this is too, but I think that this is where it's going with these menial tasks. The Wheel of Fortune has come out in the reverse with the 10 of Cups, or 9 of Cups in the reverse. When we sometimes we want to do the fun tasks, want to enjoy those things, but when it comes to things like mopping the floor or doing the dishes or things like that, sometimes it's stuff we don't always want to do. Spirit's reminding me that this is a really wonderful place as well for meditation, because you're focusing on just that act, And this is a great place to kind of quiet your mind. For some of you, this may be where your mind wanders and you come up with crazy, great ideas. But for some of you as well, what I heard is if you do need to get your mind off something, if something's bothering you, cleaning and doing those menial tasks graciously, this is where we really do understand where this is gracious, because for a little while, our mind, we're not thinking about that thing. So this is being happy, doing whatever is needed of you, regardless of the prestige surrounding the job. As well as what I'm hearing is, again, this loyalty. Something, the bottom of the deck, okay, so I've got the Five of Swords here, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Just going to grab the Nine of Cups in the reverse and tell you, and I opened right up to the page. So the Nine of Cups in the reverse says it's okay to want fulfillment and happiness, but maybe it's time to take a few hours off from ego and narcissism to reconnect emotionally instead of seeking. Step back from the bowls. Self-care would be a really great idea right now. Wow. This could be someone you're dealing with. I do definitely feel like this is not just focusing, while they're talking about self-care and focusing on self, this is not putting ourselves first in everything. When they're talking about the narcissism, so I feel like this is saying, okay, here's an example, okay? It says step back from the food too, right? Focus on some self-care things. If there's been things that you've been doing that you know aren't great for you as well, step back from them. But here's what I'm getting is like this idea of you maybe, or someone being the only person in the house who likes chicken fingers, but they're the person who does the cooking. So they like to eat chicken fingers, and they like to eat chicken fingers all the time. And they know that other people don't really love chicken fingers, but that doesn't matter to them because they don't like other things, and they do the cooking, and they're going to cook chicken fingers. And maybe say every day or every week, every day of the week, chicken fingers are on the dinner menu. And this is the place where I think, like, this would be where someone would say, you know, hey, can we try something else? How about fish sticks? They're just as easy as chicken fingers. How about we try fish sticks today? Okay? And the person making it saying absolutely not, having an absolute fit because they're not going to get their way, and still refusing to listen to what the rest of the family are asking. Or they're saying, hey, you know what? Instead of chicken fingers, how about we have a whole chicken? Can we make a roast chicken? And the person going, I'm not doing that. No, because those needs of everyone else, they're not something that benefits them, so they're not going to do it. That's the kind of like with these cats. It's like tuna or salmon today. Well, I'd like salmon. Well, I really like tuna, you know, so we're not having salmon. But then this is always, I feel like, this Wheel of Fortune here, this is somebody very unwilling to compromise. And this could be, you know, you resonating here, but it's just very, very, I want to say unnerving, really caught me off guard too, you know, to right away Spirit saying, hey, you know, let off the narcissism a little bit. But it is okay to want fulfillment, but there's where it's just saying, you know, that for some of us too as well, like you could be overeating, as well as what I heard about this, you need to step back from the bowl. Just do something else, right? So let's find out what cycles are currently. Sorry if the table shakes. I guess it's been moved and it's off kilter and my elbows are getting it. You have the eagle they're showing me up here at this Wheel of Fortune card though. Now again, remember this is in reverse, but very much very similar energy to this eagle here, and this majesty and this needing to be courageous. For some of you, this Wheel of Fortune is because you either are at a crossroads where you may be looking at, you know, some of the actions that you've done as well and kind of taking accountability, right, for some of the ways that you've behaved. I mean, there's always going to be parts and things that we've done that we look back afterwards and cringe about because of this state of mind we were in, or what was going on at the time, our age or maturity level. But the thing is that we have an ability to create a different world going forward, even just for ourselves and the people around us, and to change those behaviors. So this could be a place where, Spirit is really reminding you again that being a force for good here is not only, focusing on our needs, but putting other needs there first. So somebody in your life could be that person whose needs they're always seeking fulfillment. And your fulfillment is not important because it doesn't actually directly affect them. So it's not something they're willing to either help you with time towards. This could even be what I heard for some of you is like they're not even willing to watch the kids for you to go do this because it's not something important to them either. Could be even like, you're with someone and you're trying to complete like night school or something like that, and they don't see any reason for that, and would just say, no, I'm going out, and you wouldn't have a babysitter or something like that along these lines. Okay. But if you really want to dive more into it, it's just that whatever's going on, I feel like this is a real crossroads. Tell me about this Wheel of Fortune with the 9 of Cups in reverse, please. Like, what's the advice on this? It's like they're real tight-lipped about it. I feel like you may know what it is as well. Thank you. For some of you, what I heard is addiction issues. We have the Fool. This reads to me for some of you like the Chariot and moving on from situations with more narcissistic individuals or more people who are focused on self-pleasing themselves. I heard over-prepared as well, because this particular cat as well, he's in sunny weather, but he's still wearing his winter toque. Kind of like, I feel like there could be a real unpredictability. This could literally be the weather. I live in Canada, and, last week we were out in, I was comfortable outside with a t-shirt, and then it's cold again, and we're in winter stuff, and getting used to the change in the temperature is not easy. And I find too, a lot of people get sick now because it's hard to judge. How do you judge for this, right? You're checking every day the weather just to, what do I send my kids to school in? This is this opportunity, okay? So whatever this opportunity that's coming, I do feel like this is your energy going, okay, it's time for it. It's time to do it. More about the Fool, please, Spirit. Tell me more about the Fool, please, Spirit. Alright, I just need to pause you to turn off my rice. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. So let's get some more clarity on this Fool and this adventure, because I do feel like it's an adventure for you. Stepping forward. Again, it could be moving away from someone in your world. We have Strength here. Moving someone away from your world. I'm so mumbled. Moving away from someone in your world who you have resonated was kind of fueled by self-interest. Okay? So this has definitely probably been hard to sit through, what I heard is, but it's definitely time now to use your voice, to roar, to speak up. For some of you, this is actually telling this person or this group of people, I'm leaving. This could be like, I heard, even a job where you've told them, repeatedly, you're scheduled in Monday to Friday, and you told them, I do not work weekends. And you're constantly being called in on weekends or being given kind of trouble because you're not available for them when they're calling you on the time that you've already said, no, I can't do it. So there could be places here too where you're really being asked to enforce boundaries. You have the 10 of Cups here. So, which is actually really wonderful, that whenever it is that this, self-interest portion is let go of and the lessons are learned from whatever it is, we're moving on, and this is progression to what we wanted all along. Again, this is stepping back from the food bowls, though, if we have found ourselves, I think, emotionally eating or just kind of like mindlessly eating, okay? Because that definitely does show itself in the fact that it even said, step back from the food bowl. Yeah, we want to have satisfaction, but if we eat a tub of ice cream every single night because we want to have satisfaction, we're going to end up quite unhealthy. There's definite, what I heard is portion control, portion sizes, but also like, that we need to teach our brain that we don't actually have to have these things every day. And what emotional need is this tub of ice cream fulfilling for me? So, Spirit's saying journal as well. And here we have the ever-ending rose that cracked open. It's happening for you. Or it's happening for you, not to you. There definitely, I feel like, is an ending around. So we have Star Mother with this figuring out that, whatever the self-interest driven, whatever it is that either a part of ourselves that we're working on and moving past, or someone else in our midst and us going, okay, well, in my future, like this behavior isn't something I see acceptable, and having communication and trying to work this kind of stuff out with people. But there is also places where people who are that selfish and self-centered, they don't care how it's affecting you, right? So I definitely heard too, if you are dealing with like a more narcissistic individual and you've been in a relationship as well, don't be surprised if as soon as you end, it's on with someone else. It's going to feel very personal, but it's their need to be not alone. It's their insecurities that are driving it. So Spirit's saying here, how can you mother yourself? Self-care is important. Whatever's happening, whatever's going on, self-care is definitely important. And to remember that when we are doing the things, when we're going through the hard times, or even when we're doing these mundane activities we don't want to do, we want to accept these experiences with a gracious heart, because it is really happening for you. At the time, it doesn't feel like it, right? I'm going to use the analogy that I'm sure many of us or most of us have had, the experience of losing a romantic partner that we didn't want to leave, especially if it's in a more toxic kind of codependent bond, and we're heartbroken and we think that we're never going to be able to be happy again. And then all of a sudden one day we are, and we realize, you know what? I don't know why I let them treat me like that. I don't know why I did that. And all of a sudden, these parts of you that you can see attachments to why maybe, this kind of behavior felt normal or felt comfortable for you. And a place to really go, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. And working on gaining independence. There is a silver lining at the bottom of this, is what I heard. Okay? So taking care of yourself right now, taking care of your people, taking care of your house plants, I heard as well, and divine intervention. This is the Archangel Raphael Oracle. Divine intervention is here, and it says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for being with," and the name of the person, "and for helping with the situation. I have faith in divine intervention, and I fully accept your guidance now." This could even be saying, you know what? Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for helping me, right? And for helping me choose what's for my highest good, or helping me let go of this toxic behavior, helping me let go of this toxic person, helping me heal my codependency. I have faith in divine intervention, and I fully accept your guidance now. For some of you as well, and this is a small portion, okay, it's because I'm seeing the picture on it. For some of you, you may have a parent or a loved one in the hospital, very sick, or at an end of life stage, and there could be siblings, or there could be, other people, okay, like other family members, and there could be differing of opinion on what this person would want to happen, and what kind of care they really should have. So I do feel like as well, for some of you, if you are dealing with someone who's always out for themselves, this is where it's going to be really important to make sure that you have all the family on board, or to make sure all the family is talking about what's going on. And if it is only you and this other person, and decisions are being made, this is where you're really going to have to stand up courageously and say no. For some of you, this is, I know what my mother would want. She wouldn't want this. So I think it's also important just to remember that everyone deals and processes grief differently, and they deal with sickness differently. But this is also, if this is part of ourself that has been holding back and not wanting to let a loved one, do what they desire, we really need to question our motives as to why and what is it that it's holding on to. Because, I'll give you a short little story, and it's sad, and I'm sorry, heads up, but my grandmother passed away a couple weeks ago, and she had already beforehand signed a DNR. She didn't want to be resuscitated if she was in the hospital, and she didn't want to go back to the hospital. She wasn't not going to the hospital. So when she finally, the time came when she did die, they called the 911, and the people that were with her, the lady was giving her chest compressions because that's what 911 was saying. But the lady was even like, why am I doing this? She doesn't want this. And, after everything was settled down and she passed away, she wouldn't have made it to the hospital anyway, and she wouldn't have wanted to go. Everyone was really sad and we're all upset, but we're like, but they would have broke her ribs. For them to do CPR when the ambulance, the paramedics came, it would have broke her ribs to even do CPR on her. And she would have been pissed off, that not only now did she not want to be resuscitated, but now she would be in pain. And there's this flip side where, what do you do? Well, you have to think of quality of life as well, right? Because she would have been in such excruciating pain. She was already in pain. So sitting around with a couple extra broken ribs and having a couple extra weeks on this planet, it wouldn't have been a very nice experience for her. So in many ways, out of the whole experience, that's the silver lining, is that she didn't come back. She didn't end up with more pain because we loved her so much that we just couldn't let her go. So I'm going to end it there. I honestly don't know what the situation is. It feels very broad. I hope this resonates for you. If it does, let me know. If you don't feel comfortable letting me know in the comments, you can absolutely email me. That information's in the description box as well. But I do just feel like such a heavy energy, especially coming to when it came to this card, but even leading up to that, there's a lot. So again, if we have to go through a lot of situations that really test our willpower and really test our personal strength and things that call us to be courageous, there are moments in life, right, where even though we're scared, we do have to step foot into the unknown, into that scary place, because it's the only way forward. And I feel like there's a place where you're going to come to that going, you know what, I know it's the only way forward, because it's the path to freedom. So that is the message again I have. I love you all. Mwah, and I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.